Hi everyone. So today we'll be opening door 8 of Spellbinders 12 Days of Stitchmas, just moving right along, making lots of cute tags. Let's look at, day 1 again, and 2, a little more simple, day 3, 4, 5, so cute, 6, my favorite so far, and 7, which is really fun. I was thinking the same letters you can do fall and make fall cards with these same letterings here. So let's open it up. So I will say again, Spellbinders initially did send this item free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and the links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. For Spellbinders, I do have them for the US and the UK, and there you go. All right, so let's open up day 8. Moving right along, having a lot of fun seeing all the tags. It's so cute, see them all together. Day 8, and our sneak peek, a little hat that is so cute. I just did a tutorial the other day of making a crochet cap. This looks more knit to me, but there you go. Snow day, it says, with the little banner. How adorable. Yeah, Miranda, as soon as I made that hat, she's like, can I wear it? And it's still like 85, 90 degrees out here. And I'm like, you are going to be miserable. So she finally wore it the other day. And I was like, if she's wearing it at the end of the day, I'd be surprised. But she was wearing it because kids, they just, the whole thing is you wear things out of season. I don't know why. Like, I'll go there, there's boys in big sweaters and pants and just everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. But anyway, that's how the kids are these days. All right, let's check these out. So very cute. Let me move this over here. We have our cap, and then the little inlay that's going to have the texture and everything for your stitching. Very cute. I'll get you a measurement on that in a minute. You have Snow Day with the outer portion and the inlay that kind of cuts through, so that's why you have that background piece if you want to back it up with a color so it pops a little more. You have your little pom-pom. Oh, and the pom-pom can have stitching too if you want. And then you have your cuff there with the stitching. Okay, so let's see the sizing. I'll just measure this metal to metal. It is 2 3/8 by 2 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 3/8, the widest portion there. So it gives you some idea. So for this one, let's do the tag with this background. Again, I'm just trying to make them all kind of a cohesive collection here, and I've been using either one of these embossing folders. So today I'll use this one. And I'm going to go ahead and cut down some paper. I don't think I have one ready. Oh, do I? Let's see. No, 3... Oh, 4.5. Okay, so I do have one ready to go. And all I've been doing is taking the one from the first day or, any previous day and just cutting it down. Here we go. Oh. And if you want to do like to and from, what I would do is go ahead, I don't know about you, but I have a ton of sets that have tos and froms. So if you want to do some die cutting or just stamp it, I would just stamp it on the back or wherever you want to put it. And then run it through the embossing folder. That way it's easier, you have a nice flat surface to begin with, and then when you run it through, it's not a big deal. Or if you already know who it's for, obviously write the names and all that. Okay, so I'm just going to run that through and I'll be right back. Well, I was thinking, if you don't know who it's for yet and you want to keep it nice and flat, obviously you still want to write, you can just put 2 tags together, like the one with the stitching and then another one that's just plain, that's cute, and attach them at the top. And so you open it like this or like this, or even make this a card shape. You can emboss just the one side if you want. I'll have to follow up with things like that because there's a lot of different things you can do with just making a handmade tag that, again, you can run it through, have a score line, just emboss the one side. Definitely putting 2 of them together is a cute look. So, something to think about. Okay. And this guy, oh, here we go. Pop our little hole there. And again, I've just been eyeballing that. And so, I think I'm going to get my papers for this. I think the puff, I'm not going to stitch it, so it's just going to be a little puff. There's different things we can do. We can make the hat just have its own just paper or something cute. And just do the cuff and then just do the puff that's stitched. And this doesn't have to be stitched. Oh, hold on. I like to mix and match and have fun things. This is very simple. The reason I would show, a tutorial is because if it's difficult, or not even difficult, but if that's all it's focused on, again, you're just going out, do. And this one, same thing. All this has is stitches that go straight down here. Unless you want to follow it across, that'd be kind of interesting. You can do like a running stitch. So it's not the most difficult thing in the world. So, oh my gosh, you know what I should have done? So silly. Well, maybe I'll still do it. I'm going to use the back side of this, and I should have cut a piece of this and ran it through here because it already has a sweater kind of pattern to it. But we'll do that in just a moment. So let me grab, did we already do light colors yesterday? We did, but you know what? I've been doing a lot of blues, and that's just how it's going to be. So let me grab some colors paper. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, so I'll be right back. Okay, so for right now, I'm going to do light blue hat, pink cuff, and pink puff. And maybe I'll actually throw this scrap of paper away now. Okay, and then, so it's up to you if you want to put something behind the cuffs, and I think I will. So I'm going to run this and this through just white paper. Okay, so we have that. Have some paper here, that'll be good. And then also with the inlay, of course. So I would do the inlay with tape so it doesn't move, right? And this one also, so it doesn't move. This guy, I'm going to run through some silver paper. I just like silver accents when I'm doing like the light, you know, pastel colors. So I'm going to run through just like this, tape down through something silver, and then maybe just this through white paper. And I'll be right back. Okay, very cute. Since I have this guy, again, it pushes all the way through. So if I did black or whatever color, that would show through for sure. I'm just doing white. I know my card base is white, but I think you can still read that pretty well. So I'm just going to glue those together. This guy, I'm going to take and run it back through this. And I'm going to try and focus or center. What is that? Okay. Center the, that star kind of shape or snowflake shape. Right down the center. This cuff is going to be here, so just kind of eyeballing that. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to isolate that one little snowflake look. I'll be right back. The more that I think about it now, I'm like, oh, I love the idea of putting two tags together, because then you can do like a red tag or a green in the background, so it's just an accent color. Then it has the person's name, you know, all that fun stuff. Okay. Pretty cool. I'm a little bit to the left, but that's all right. Okay. That's what I was going for right there. And then let me glue those other pieces together. Let me grab some thread and I will be right back. That's for that. And I did use a textured paper, so it just gives a little bit of a texture to the pom-pom. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our pieces, and you know, I was debating what color I want to use here, and I think I'm going to bring the blue back, and not just because I have some on here from before. I'm just going to go ahead and stitch that up. So, super simple. You know, again, it has lines there. It shows you that it go up and down. If you want to start doing crisscrossies or some other thing, or, you know, some other decorative way of doing that, then for sure do that. But this is going to be super simple, just going up and down. And also I like to show, you know, quicker projects. I know if you're doing tons of these, you're going to want to do something that's cute, but still timely. So that's kind of why I went with the embossing on this guy. But here we go. So just up and down, up and down. I can go from that one to this one. I know I didn't tighten it because I didn't need to. That's all. So I'm just going to go to this one. And instead of going up and around and wasting a bunch of thread, just go to the neighbor. And then go up, and then go out through the neighbor, right? So, I mean, this is going to take all of maybe a minute if I really focus. So I'll be right back. Gosh, I think I'll have just enough to do this, so let me get a little tighter tension, because that's all I have left. Have you guys ever had enough or so little left that you end up using this going backwards? I'll do that sometimes when it's so tight. I'm just like, boop, and I push it through. That way the thread goes in. But this is perfect. And this is 3 strands of the embroidery floss that's been taken apart. But if you want to leave all 6 for this one, you're not going to have any problem with that, because the hole is big enough to accommodate the 6 as it goes through, and it doesn't repeat. So you'll definitely have room for that. And I was going to tie that off, but I think I'll just do that and stick that down. And then I'll get a little more of this thread on here, because we're going to need it for the next project. Okay. The next part. I will say, since I'm going to rethread that, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And like I said, you don't have to leave these carriers. I usually do, but if you really burnish, you can take the backs off, and that's, you know, it's kind of painful sometimes, so that's why I just leave it. But if you're able to kind of pick that off, that'll just help with the adhesive. Oopsie. And just kind of glue that guy down. Oh, and yeah, I trimmed my nails down. This one's starting to break, so I didn't want it to break on its own. It's there, I can see the crack. And then this one down here, stress fracture. So I just trimmed them down so I wouldn't have a bigger problem on my hands. Literally. Okay, so I'm gonna put some weight on top of this guy and get some more blue thread on this guy. Okay, just got that threaded up. And we'll probably do a French knot in the middle of this one just to make it cute, as we like to do. So let's just get that all stitched up. I might need a smaller piece. When I have a small piece, it's easier to cut it with a scissor than tearing it, because it's just, I don't know why. That's just how it is. Let's stick that down. Okay, and with this one, just like any of the other burst shapes or blooms, oh my goodness, I'm trying to get this needle. Just go around and around. So, and with this one, I will go around and then go inside and go back up, because I like the way that looks. If you start going to the neighbor, then going through the middle, it just starts looking really kind of kooky. So I just always go back around to the center and to the next one. Okay, all around. Very quick stitching on this one. Okay, and last one. And then we'll do our French knot. It's not really full. Again, we could have done all 6 strands. You didn't have to separate it into 3. So we'll see how it stays, because that is a big hole. So I'm going to go up the center. Let's get a little bit close. I think I might wrap it 4 times, because it really needs to stay and not fall through. So I'm going to take that. Put your needle down, right? As much as you can. It's hard when you have a small piece. Okay, I'm going to hold it up in the air, but generally I would like to keep it close. So 1, 2, 3, 4 wraps. Okay, and try to get it back close to that center. And put your needle through the center. Sorry if my finger's all in the way. Bring down those wraps. And sometimes it's very small. I like, try to get it as fluffy as you can, because that hole is pretty big. Pull through very gently. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Had a little knot. That would have been disastrous. And I'm still holding it. Do not let it go until you get closer so you can control it better. And that is that. I'm not going to pull it any tighter than that. Sorry if it... Oh, I didn't notice I got so close. Hopefully it wasn't too blurry. Okay. The other thing is I always put a weight on top of this, and it kind of smashes my little rosette, but that's okay. I'm going to cut that. Put this on the back. Again, whenever it's a small piece, it's so hard to get that. Okay. All right. Come on. I need you to stick down. I mean, I'm already smashing it, but sorry about being so close. Oh my gosh. Okay. So again, you can remove that backing. I don't really want to mess with this too much, so I'm going to put a little glue around here and here and here and here. And go ahead and stick that down. Ooh, I hope this is symmetrical, because it has to be on here a certain way. Okay, good. It looks symmetrical because I just popped it on there and it's fine. And I will also put some weight on top of that and let that stick down and give it a moment, and we will get our card put together. Okay guys, let me try to remember to bring the pan up a little bit, should I say? Let's bring the view up. Okay. Cute. You know, we can stick this on here. So I'm using the flat side this time, and then this guy is obviously embossed. And I'm just trying to think what I want to do. Okay. And I've been putting everything straight. I mean, if you want to do a little cutesy, you know, a couple of hats, that'd be adorable too. Again, it was a quick workup, especially with not doing the stitching on this portion here. Just gonna put that there. I guess you could make it so that it lines up. That'd be really fun too, if you want to plan for that. And then our cuff. Again, I do like putting the background pieces for the most part. You know, they do show through just a little bit. So there's that guy. And then this little guy up here. I'm just going to stick it down, but you can definitely put a dimensional. Pop that guy up, you know. Cute. I've been keeping everything pretty flat, but again, dimensional here if you would like. That would work really nicely. And I'm just popping that there. And I mean, that is my tag. So let's get a little twine on here. I should look in my stash and see if I have like pinkier twines. I've just been using black and white ones for this, but I mean, this little kind of tanny color one would be cute. Let's go with this. Right there. A little bit more. And I'm popping it from the back side to the front. Oh, this is the first time with my short nails. There we go. The other ones were kind of, they were shaped a little bit. The other ones, they're my nails. These are natural nails, but the other design, I guess they were pointier so I can grab things. There you go. All right, guys. So I'll have images coming up. Again, links as appropriate in the description box, and we're just plugging right along. Super cute when they're all together, too. All right. Bye now.